Hey guys, this is Abhishek from gadgetstools.com, and today we are here at the HTC event and we have the HTC One M8, which is the latest device, the latest flagship device which is going to come in India in the month of May. As far as the pricing of this device is concerned, it is going to be a quite highly priced phone. It is going to be a premium phone which you can actually buy from HTC, and it is a successor of HTC One. In terms of design, in terms of features, in terms of camera, everything has been enhanced on this phone. Everything has been actually made pretty good. The phone looks pretty beautiful. As you can see, this is how it looks like. Let me just clear up the screen and show you the phone. So this is how the display looks like. The display is a 5-inch display, and again, when we talk about the display technology, it has a super LCD 3 capacitor touchscreen display which looks pretty good. The overall color reproduction of the display is quite nice. The kind of viewing angles you get are also pretty good. The overall build quality of this phone as compared to HTC One is slightly better. However, HTC One is also good, but this one is much more premium. It has complete metal on the edges as well. The metal is not finished over here. If you compare it with the HTC One, the metal is actually rounded, and again it is aluminum at the back side, and here you have aluminum, here you have aluminum. 90% of this phone is actually covered with metal. So this actually makes this device pretty premium. The only plastic part which you could notice on this phone is over here. You have an IR blaster over here and a power and sleep key, which is actually plastic. And again, this is the only plastic button which they have. Apart from this, every other button on the phone is actually metallic. This is also a metal button. You have a slot over here for the micro SD memory card. You can actually expand the storage of the device with the help of a micro SD memory card. You can eject this thing out and insert a micro SD memory card. Over here you can actually insert a SIM card. The SIM card has to be nano SIM. However, the SIM tray is little bit big in size. As far as the back side is concerned, HTC have done quite amazing things with the camera. They have added a depth sensor. So this is not another camera which you can use. The camera which will be in the camera interface will be this one only. However, this camera will actually capture the depth of the photo or the people of any subject which you are capturing in a photo, and this camera will do that automatically. You don't have to do anything. You do have dual color LED flash as well, so that you have better photos, especially whenever you take photos with flash. Taking photos with flash has been a pretty difficult task because the photos does not come out to be pretty good, but the kind of flash they have actually given over here with dual color will actually give you better results, and we have tested this as well. As far as the secondary microphone is there, you do have a secondary microphone for noise cancellation and video chat. Over here you have the volume rocker, and over here you have the micro SD memory card slot. On the top you have the power and sleep key. Here you have the IR blaster. On this side you have the nano SIM tray which will come out with the SIM injection tool, and at the bottom you have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging, and here you have the 3.5mm audio jack. And again you have these white bands over here. These white bands are actually for signal, so you can actually get the radio signal on this device. So in terms of the overall build quality and the form factor, this device has a very good build quality, slightly better than the HTC One which we have seen. Now if we take a look over the front side has these dual loudspeakers which are actually powered with boom sound. So it is the loudest sound which you will hear on this device as compared to any other premium phone out there, including the Samsung Galaxy S5 as well. And I have tested that, so I can say that. So I have actually played a song right now before this video on this device, and the sound which came out from the loudspeaker which are actually on the front, these are dual loudspeaker which you have, is pretty loud and much better in terms of bass levels as well. You do have proximity and ambient light sensors over here which are nicely designed, and then you have a front camera. The front camera on this device is a 5-megapixel camera, and again when it comes to the UI, the front camera is again 5 megapixel and it is fixed focus, so it is not an autofocus camera. That is something which we can confirm. Now as far as the overall UI which is running on this device, the UI which is running on this phone is HTC Sense version 6 UI. So it is enhanced in terms of the overall interface. The blink feed which you see over here has been enhanced in terms of functionality, as you can actually add different sources to it. As far as whatever website you would like to see in this blink feed, you can actually add that now in the blink feed option which is provided. So you have the option of adding the content yourself, customizing the blink feed as the way you want to see on the HTC One. And again, swiping over here, you can actually see that it is actually catering to the content which is coming, news in Hindi and headline news and all those things you can configure. As far as Indian content is concerned, Indian content can easily be configured on this device and it will come preloaded on the HTC One M8, which you can buy in the Indian market in the month of May. This is how the phone dialer looks like. The phone dialer is pretty simple and easy to use. You also have the option of searching the contacts from here by opening the QWERTY keyboard. You can actually dial the number, you can actually say a number, and then you can actually say these commands to actually dial a number. You can play songs from here as well. You can find a gas station. Everything as far as Google Now is concerned, Google Now is supported directly from here. So you can open Google Now on this device and you can do it. One thing which I have seen on this device is that touch capacitive buttons are actually within the display. And again, this display these touch capacitive buttons will take some part of the screen resolution. As far as the display resolution is concerned, the display resolution is 1080 into 1920. So it has a full high definition display resolution, which is pretty decent. And again, the kind of viewing angles it has, and again the kind of clarity it has, is pretty good. You will not notice any kind of pixelation on this device. That is something I can notice as of now, and viewing angles are definitely great. As far as the overall form factor of this device is concerned, this device is much easier to hold in one hand, again because of the rounded metal over here, which actually gives you a better feel and also a better form factor when you hold this device in hand. As far as the weight of the device is concerned, it is around 160 gram, which is the exact weight of this device. The dimensions of the phone is around 9.4 millimeter. It is around 9.4 millimeter thick, and again the kind of build quality it has and the kind of material it has, it is definitely a premium phone which you can actually buy once it is available in the market. And one thing which HTC has done good is that they have provided the micro SD memory card to expand the storage of the device, which was not earlier available on the HTC One on the single SIM. Again, HTC is going to launch the single SIM variant of this phone first, and then we can expect the dual SIM variant. Some other countries are going to get this phone earlier than India, and that would include US, UK probably, but we are not sure. Again, this is the device which actually is very good in terms of the design and the kind of build quality it has. If you actually take a closer look over the front, on the edges you can see there is fine plastic, white plastic basically, and this is actually not plastic but some other material which they have actually used to bind the metal with the metal front on the with the metal part on the front, basically on the top of the phone. And if you take a look over the bottom has the dual loudspeaker, the one over here and the other one over here, and the overall display profile, or you can say the kind of display ratio to the body ratio this device has. The bezel is slightly thicker over here, but again the display is pretty big on this device, feels slightly bigger as compared to the HTC One if we compare. Now talking about the rear camera on this device is a dual 4 megapixel camera. So you have two 4 megapixel cameras just like the HTC One, and again when it comes to the resolution at which you can take photos, it is 2668 into 1520. It has a dual LED true tone flash which will give you better photos with flash, and the sensor size is 1/3 and the pixel size is 2 micron which is the pixel size. And again it has the option of recording high definition video, and you can also take the photos as well while doing the video recording. And again let me just show you the UI of the phone now. Talking about the phone in terms of the overall form factor and the build quality, it is definitely premium. Let's take a look over the UI. So taking a look over the all application screen, this is how all application screen will look like. Let's take a look over the software of the device, and this is how the toggle screen will look like. You have the option of toggling the power saver mode as well, and again power saver mode is quite special on this device. It actually gives you much more functionality as compared to other phones out there, and we will explain that later on. So let me just go into settings as of now to see the version of Android and other things on the device. So once we go into about phone, and if we take a look over the software information on this phone, so the software information is right now protected because this is a prototype device, but I believe this device is running with Android 4.4 KitKat. So that is something which I believe, but we will confirm that later on. At least Jelly Bean will come pre-installed on this device as far as version of Android is concerned. Now if we take a look over the storage scenario, this device is going to be available in two storage models in India. One is going to be 16 GB and the other one is going to be 32 GB. And out of the 16 GB storage as of now, we have around 6.48 GB which is being consumed, and rest of it is free. So the available amount of RAM available amount of storage on this device is around 9.16 GB. As far as RAM is concerned, you have around 1 GB of RAM. And again, when we take a look at the storage, again you do have the option of mounting the SD card, and again we are not sure whether you can install applications on the SD card, but we will confirm that later on once we do the full review of the phone. Now you do have the option of making more space by clearing and uninstalling the applications which are there on the phone. So you can do that right away from the storage area. You can also get to know how much of the applications are actually consuming on the phone, how much of the music is consuming, and how much other data is consuming. So you get categorized way in which they have actually listed out everything on the phone. And again, under the storage settings, we believe that once you insert a micro SD card, you should be having the option of installing applications on the SD card, but we will confirm that later on. So once we go into the application scenario, and let me just show you the current status of the RAM. Again, this device is kind of new, and again we have not installed applications on this device, so available amount of RAM or available amount of storage which we have just shown you is going to be the same as you will get on the new version of HTC One M8 once you buy it. Now if we take a look over the current RAM scenario, right now 888 MB of RAM is being used, and out of 1.8 GB, so rest of it is free. Approximately 1 GB of RAM is free on this device, which is definitely good, and the device is responsive and there is no lag or no problem as far as the device functionality is concerned. You have some display and gesture supported as well. When it comes to brightness, you do have support for automatic brightness as well, and then you have some other gestures also supported, which allows you to actually do some things on the phone with 3 fingers. So additional gestures over here which you can actually bypass the security screen as well with a quick call option. You can actually do motion gestures on as well on this device, which will allow the motion gestures to wake up the screen. So that is actually the kind of a thing which we were talking about. So once you have these gestures enabled, you can actually double tap on the screen and it will wake up. And again, when the phone is actually in the sleep mode, and if you swipe it from the left, it will bring the home screen, and if you swipe it from the right, it will bring up again the blink feed, but I don't know why it is not bringing that up. So this is how you can actually configure the functionality as far as gestures are concerned. Let me just go into the settings again and show you some other things of the device. So when we take a look over the power options, so again I would like to tell you, you do have a power saving options as well on this device, which will help you conserve the battery. And again, the battery on this device is a 2600 mAh battery, which should be sufficient for this 5-inch high definition, full high definition display phone. And talking about the overall battery life you will get, you can actually increase the battery backup of the phone by turning on this power saver mode, which will actually optimize the battery life to a great extent. And HTC has actually promised that if you enable the power saving mode, which is going to be the extreme power saving mode, you can actually have much more backup on this device, and you can actually move this device in a standby mode. And once it is moved in the standby mode, you can actually use the device for 2 weeks. So in case you go to some areas where power is a problem and you won't be able to charge the phone, in that case you can actually enable the power saving mode in the extreme way, and then in that case you can actually get around 2 weeks of backup on the device. Again, the device functionality will be limited in that case. You will only be able to call, you will only be able to message someone, and you will only be able to do certain tasks which are going to be basic. You will not be able to do anything else in that particular power saving mode. So this is how the power saving mode will work on this device. You do have some other options as well, which will show you the battery on the status bar so that you have a complete watch on it. You also have the option of enabling the fast boot, which will enable the startup and shutdown quickly for this device once you enable under the power settings. And if we take a look over the other options, let me just explore the connectivity options. So you do have support for tethering as well, and again tethering is supported on this device. Once we go over here, we do have the option of VPN, mobile network sharing is supported, that means tethering is also there, and you also have NFC supported on this device as well. So in terms of functionality and connectivity, this device is full-fledged, and GPS navigation will also work on this device once you enable location services. But again, it will work with the help of assisted GPS, so it will not be a full GPS functionality which you will get on this device. As far as GLONASS is there, you have assisted GPS, GLONASS is also there. When it comes to the color, this device will come in 3 colors. The color which we have with us as of now is the silver one, which you can see over here. This is the silver one. It has almost got the same kind of finishing as you might have seen on the HTC One. On this one as well, you have the same kind of finishing. So here we have the gold color as well, and again the gold color looks the best out of all these 3. And when it comes to the gray one is also good. It has a kind of a finishing which is glossy in nature. It has brushed metal finishing at the back side, and again here we have the aluminum, which is the regular one. So again, in terms of the overall look and feel, the gold one looks the best, the grey one is also good, and then we have the silver one. So in terms of rating, I would like to rate this one on the top, this one on the second, and this one on the third level. And if we take a look over the front side remains the same on all of these 3 phones. So in terms of the look and feel, the front will be similar to an extent, but again you have almost the same color bezel. On the front, on the silver one, you have silver bezel. On the grey one, you have the grey bezel, and the golden one, you have the golden bezel as well. So in terms of the look and feel, these phones actually look very good from the front. And again, if you take a look over the back side, the gold one looks much more premium and much better in terms of the overall finishing. In terms of look and feel, definitely this one looks much more premium. Silver one also is good, and then you have the grey one, which has a kind of a brush metal finish. In all these phones actually look very good. In terms of the overall comparison, I would like to say the kind of premiumness which you will get with the gold one is definitely better as compared to the silver one, as compared to the grey one. And again, the build quality remains the same. The kind of material which has been used is slightly different on this one. However, these two have almost the same kind of material. Again, this is a kind of metal, this is metal, and we cannot confirm whether this is aluminum or not and what metal this is, but again we have metal on all of these phones, and again this look very premium. The gold one looks the best, and the grey one is also pretty good, and then we have the silver one. Now talking about the processor configuration which we have on this device is running on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 chipset, and again this is the slightly enhanced version of the 800 chipset which we have seen before. It has the quad-core 2.3 GHz carrier 400 core CPU. When it comes to the GPU on the device is Adreno 330, and again the device has pretty good hardware configuration, so you can expect a pretty good hardware response as well when it comes to gaming. So gaming is going to be decent on this device. We will confirm what kind of games it can actually run, but again with this kind of hardware configuration which we have seen on some other devices as well, you will actually be able to play high definition games as well on this device without any issues. And again, we would like to see how does the hardware actually respond whenever the gaming is happening, because HTC one was used to heat over here. Let's see how this device actually behaves whenever you are doing high definition gaming from this device. When it comes to the sound recording, you do have primary microphone over here. The secondary microphone is actually over here, and again you can do stereo recording on this device as far as voice recording is concerned. When it comes to the front camera is 5 megapixel, can record high definition video at 1080p, whereas the rear camera, which is a 4 megapixel camera, an ultra pixel camera, can also record high definition video at 720p as well as at 1080p. You can also do a slow motion recording from the rear camera, which is also supported. Now when it comes to other connectivity, you do have support for FM radio on this device, and assisted GPS is also there, and you do have support for DLNA as well. So you can actually connect it with the other DLNA devices and you can actually use it. One thing which is there on this device, which is the Fitbit application, which will come pre-installed, which will allow you to use this device from day one with the Fitbit device. So you can use it like a health tracker, and it will also work with other devices as well. As far as wearable gadgets are concerned, like the Alcatel One Touch, you can actually install application for the Alcatel One Touch and connect with this device with the help of Bluetooth, and you can actually enjoy the overall smoothness of this device as far as tracking is concerned. So there is no health tracking sensor installed on the device, but it can work with any health tracking device, which actually can work with an application on the basis of Bluetooth. This is how the messaging application look like. On this messaging application, you can see that you do not have continuous input supported. The swipe to type is not supported, but in terms of the keyboard size, the keyboard is pretty big in size and you can easily type on this device without any issues. And again, the messaging interface is kind of custom interface which we have on this device, but you do not have continuous input supported. Let me just see whether it is supported under settings or not. So once we go into settings, we can see that there are some additional input supported. So there is word prediction, next word prediction is also there. You have trace color as well, and you also have some option for the arrow keys as well, which you can actually enable, but there is no option as far as continuous input is concerned. So continuous input is definitely not supported on this device, but again you can have it supported in case you want to install third-party keyboards like swipe keyboard. So here we have taken some photos which we have taken from the rear camera, and again we have taken these photos in a room with some artificial light, and as you can see, this is how the overall colors and the clarity will look like. The kind of color reproduction it actually does is pretty good, I would like to say, and the kind of details it has is also pretty decent with these kind of low light shots. And again we have another shot which we have taken from the rear camera on this device, which is also looking good, and it is actually of an object over here which we can show. So you can compare both of these two. You have slightly slight amount of oversaturation in this particular photo as compared to the original object which is over there, but again it is also looking pretty good as well. This one is also looking pretty good with slightly brighter flowers which we have, and again we have some other photos as well which we can show you. The kind of camera performance it has is slightly better as compared to the HTC One as far as low light is concerned, and the photos in low light come out to be really good in terms of the overall colors. However, at some times they are slightly oversaturated, but again in terms of the overall details which you can see in the low light shots or the shots which has artificial light is pretty good as well. We have a photo which we have taken from this device itself, and again I would like to show you one feature of the camera which is there. It has a refocus feature which is actually supported with the help of the depth sensor. So whenever you take a photo, unless you are taking a macro shot, you can actually use the U focus option. You have to actually select a photo and tap on edit, and once you tap on edit you can actually tap on U focus. Once you do the U focus, you can actually change the focus points on the photo. You can actually focus different things as per your own preference which you would like to focus in that particular thing, in that particular photo which you have. So you can focus this particular glass and the phone, which is my iPhone. I can actually focus this small flower pot as well, which has some pretty good flowers, and actually I can also focus over here. And again, make sure that you do not tap on the screen whenever you take a photo, in case you would like to change the focus points, or you don't actually take macro shots in that case, because it is not going to work on the macro shot. That is something which I can promise you, and this is something HTC also says. One more thing which is also there possible is that once you have focused a specific object which is there in the image, for example if I focus this one, if it is focused, and then now if I would like to basically add a blur background, I can do it like this. So it can actually bring the object which is there in the focus with good amount of details, and again you have actually different kind of effects which you can apply. You can actually have a zoom blur like this, you can actually have a cartoon kind of a thing like this, in which the other thing will be in this kind of a way, in kind of painting kind of a thing. You also have the option of colorizing the subject which is there, which you have focused, and everything will be black and white. So you have all these 4 effects which you can apply, which definitely adds much good features, especially when it comes to photography is concerned. You can take very good photos from this device. You can refocus them later with the help of the depth sensor which we have on the back side. This is the depth sensor, and again this depth sensor is actually a camera which is actually trying to guess the depth of the photo or the subjects which are there in that particular photo, and you can save it and then you can share it as well. So you can save different versions of the photos which you have clicked on this device, and this is how the refocus functionality will work. You can also do some other things on the device as far as functionality is concerned. You can also have this effect. Again, this effect is going to work on the device itself, not anywhere else. So you have all these effects which you can apply. All these are going to add different kind of dynamic effects to your phone. So when we go back and take a look at the other options, you have the option of dimension plus as well. So in this dimension plus, you can actually rotate the photo and see other things which are there in the photo with the help of the accelerometer sensor it has. But again, you will see certain amount of blurring and disproportion in terms of the subjects which we have in the photo, so it will look like this. Again, you can do it, but I won't recommend you, because the subjects or the objects which are there in the image will actually look very bad if you actually save a version of the photo like this. But you can actually do this, that is more important, and this is something which we wanted to highlight. You have a touch up option as well, touch up option which actually enhance the overall face of any person which you have captured with all these options over here, using anti-shade, eye brightness, red eye removal is there, eye enhancer is there, face contour is there, lighting is there. So you can actually touch up the screen, especially in case you have captured a photo of your friend. You can actually touch up to give it a better look, especially whenever your friend, if you have captured it, if you have taken a selfie as well. So let me just show you the front camera now. And again, I have actually talked about a more as far as the rear camera. Let me just show you the front camera view as well. So taking a look over the camera UI, let me just show you these camera UI options. First of all, under these camera UI options, you have the option of controlling ISO, white balance, auto mode, and you can actually tap on the settings to actually have different kind of grids as well on the frame. Basically, whenever you take the photos, you have continuous shooting supported, up to 20 frames can be taken, and again you have auto review on as well, which you can disable as well. Camera camera options are also there. We have auto smile shutter, touch to capture, shutter sound as well. So you can touch the screen to capture the photo as well. And you actually can specify the name of the file as well, which you would like to save, the images format basically. And let me just show you some video settings now. So taking a look over the video settings, here we have the, first of all, let me change the video mode. So let me just tap over here, and again, just by tapping over here, you are actually taken to this screen, which will have all these options like camera, video, Zoe mode, selfie mode, dual capture mode. In the dual capture mode, you can take photos both from the front camera as well as from the rear camera. You have panorama 360-degree mode supported. The video mode is also there. The Zoe camera is there. The selfie is there. So let me just enable the video mode as of now. And under the Zoe mode, again, you can take photos with animation. And this is how the video mode looks like. Let me just show you the settings for the video as well now. So as far as the video settings are concerned, I'm not able to basically, the video quality which can be taken, especially the video can be recorded at high definition at 1080p as well as at 720p on this device, which is definitely a good thing. You can turn on and turn off the flash, so all these things are supported. The video from this device, as far as the overall video which you will be able to take in the low light, I'm just going to demo you that. So let me just take a video of the HTC One M8, another HTC One M8, the grey color version which we have. You do have tap to focus while taking a video, which is possible, and when you tap on the screen, it will focus. It does have autofocus as well. So these are all the things which we wanted to highlight as far as the quick hands-on review of the HTC One M8 is concerned. This device is a pretty decent device. You will get this device very soon in market by the month of May. It is going to be quite highly priced because the kind of build quality it has, the kind of overall form factor it has the latest Snapdragon 801 chipset. So everything is just good on this device. There is no problem, and we will show you this device much more in detail as far as camera is concerned, as far as day-to-day usage is concerned. When the battery is talking about, the battery is non-removable. It is a 2600 milliampere battery, so you cannot remove the battery, but again, the overall backup should be good enough for this kind of a display. The kind of display it has is also pretty good. Everything is just so good about this phone as of now. This is something which I can say. So here we have the device in these two colors, and I would like to show this device in closer once I as I complete this video. So do let us know if you have any specific questions for the HTC One M8. We would love to help you. If you have any specific questions, you can leave them in the comment section below. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is HTC One M8 quick hands-on review for you. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.